Hey gang, Bison here. Today we're going to attempt something a little different. I had found a while back that SwissBianco actually makes pocket clips for all 111mm knives. Sorry if this is awkward, I'm filming on the bench at a little bit of an angle, but I think we'll get the gist of what I'm trying to do here today. Here's the XT model with Phillips. Have a lanyard on it made by Vincenzo Valente. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this scale off, and then I have a new scale on it, because you can heat these up or soak them for a couple minutes in boiling water if you want to reuse the scale in the future. I probably am not, but either way it'll be okay. I just want to be sure that once I put the pocket clip on the new scale that the integrity hasn't been compromised in any way, and I'm putting on a brand new scale that has not been used before. Okay, so this is how it comes in the package I just showed you. It's attached to this back plate with 3 screws. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the screws out with my little Pico screwdriver. I'm going to put them down on the red section here so I don't misplace them. Little screws have a tendency to kind of go somewhere if they're left unattended. Right. So there's the back plate and the pocket clip. So now if we can see in here the way the back plate is designed, it will fit in any 111mm model, just like so. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the pen from my Victorinox Craftsman, going to make little holes, we're going to drill them out, and then we're going to attach this clip. So let's see what we got. Just noticing right off the bat here, it kind of sits on this little section here. We'll see how that works out. It may have to be drilled out, it may not have to be. I could probably just use that mark and drill it with the plate. Actually, in hindsight, just looking at this, I'm not going to need to make any marks. I can just drill straight through, holding this plate in place. So if we hold the plate here, maybe I back up a bit, and I take my drill, my DeWalt here, that's not ideal for fine work, but it will work. We're going to drill out the holes. Be careful not to go through your fingers. That's one. That's 2. Moving my hand up a little bit just to keep it in place. And that's 3. We have our 3 holes. Just going to attempt to clean these off a little bit where they're sticking out from the drill going through the plastic. I'm not too worried about if it gets little scratches because the clip will cover it, but it didn't seem to leave any blemish. I just want to ensure that the clip has a nice flush surface to sit on. Now I just want to try and fit the screw through on the opposite side to see if we need to drill out the hole a little bit more or to go through. Because even though it's going to tap into this plate, it's nice to have a little extra bite through the plastic scale for a little extra strength. And the reason why I chose the new scale, because I did mention I don't want to compromise the integrity of the inside. I probably going to keep this on the exterior of a pack, so if it gets snagged on something it won't rip off completely. We just need to clean this up a bit. Going to the other side. Okay, that's much better. Let's see if the screws will push through now. Well, not completely. Like I said, I don't want them going all the way through. It's very difficult to do with the camera. Okay, sorry about that. I just put the screws through the scales temporarily, screwed them in and out a couple times just to kind of thread the scale a little bit. So now I'm going to take them out, back them out. They're nice and snug in there. Sorry. My buddy Nick Guyver, I'm sure you've all seen his videos, I have mentioned him many times. He's going to be probably doing the same exact thing, because he has one as well. Okay, so the screws are out of the scale. Feels nice and flush, no burrs. Just looking at the clip on the exterior, the holes line up very nicely. We will put our back plate in here. Now I'm going to do one more thing, which you probably don't have to do, but I could be crazy. I am going to actually put a little bit of thread lock on the screws, just because. So let me grab that. Hey gang, sorry for the delay on this. I did have to use the small blade here to kind of just shave a little of this away on the inside, because it wasn't sitting as flush as I would like it on this model. So now when you put the inner liner in, the back plate that is, it sits very nicely. And as I was working on that, I mentioned Nikos Nagaiva before. He just messaged me about his, and then he was making a video moments after I just mentioned it. So Nikos, when you see this, you're gonna laugh. All right, back to business. So the back plate's in, holding it with my finger, turning it around. I've got the clip. I can see straight through the holes and lines up nicely. I'm going to set this down for a second. I'm going to take a piece of paper towel so I don't get any bit of thread lock on my little Swiss Army knife mat. And there go the screws. I'm choosing the thread lock red, which really, it will back out, but it'll take massive effort. The blue stuff is to keep it from unthreading, but it does back out fairly easily. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the threads. Whoop. Came out a little bit more than I expected, but that's okay. Let that soak through for a second. That is not the textbook method of thread locking, but it'll be fine for now. I'll take a small pair of pliers. I've got the clip and back plate lined up. I'm going to pick up a screw, and we'll start with one. We'll start with the back corner here. Not working out. There we go. Skip the pliers, gang. Just use the finger, go right with the screwdriver. And we'll thread her in. It's biting the scale already. We're going through. And she's going into the back plate very nicely. I'm not going to make it too snug until I get the other screws in. So let me do that, and then we'll see how it looks. Alright, so 3 screws are in, not completely snug yet. So we're just going to flip her over. As I do this, I hear the phone vibrating because I'm still communicating with Nikos. And the 3 screws will now be completely secure and as tight as I would like them. Don't want to go too nuts and torque them down so we crush the scale, but right off the bat, it's a very, very nice snug fit. Very happy with that. I am just going to be, because I'm nuts, just going to put a little drop without making a mess again of thread lock on the opposite side. Okay, we'll let that dry for a second, then we're going to take the scale off here, and then we're going to put this one on. Alright gang, I'm back. Now we're going to attempt to take the scale off of the model. I'm going to slide in the small blade here. Now she's through. We're just going to pry a little bit, and you heard it pop. Turn the blade around here, and she'll pop. Lift it up here a little bit. Spin it around. Put the blade inside here. And she pops right off. Now you just want to be sure that when you do take the scale off, you don't have any remnants of the plastic here in these pins. I do not see any. I'm just going to wipe it off really quick with a towel. And we'll put the new scale on with the clip. I'm just trying to get in the grooves here. Alright, and then now we have our new clip, new scale that is, with the pocket clip. And we're going to flip it over, line up the holes. You know, in reality, when you do this without the pocket clip, you need to really put it in like a little vise to squeeze. But it's going to be very hard because I don't want to crush the clip. I can do the vise on either end here and kind of push the center. We can give that a shot. Let's see, hold on. Alright, so I got my vise here. I put a clean microfiber rag in it just so I don't scratch the scales with the teeth. I'm going to attempt one side here. I'm going to stick it in and just gently close it. As I'm watching through the side, it pop into place. That side's in. Now we're going to flip it around, do the same. That side's in, and now with your hand, we're going to try and pop in the center. And she pushed in very nicely. Just want to give this side a little bit, one more of a turn. Don't want to crank it down too tight, gang, without damaging it, because I don't want to damage it. So there it is. Looks absolutely nice and flush to me. Alright, there we have it. The SwissBianco pocket clip on the Victorinox Hunter XT with Phillips. Alright gang, thanks for watching. Bye and out.